Good morning to us all. Please, how are we? I'm very fine, thank you. So, this morning, as our dear MC said, I'm here basically for the month of October. And we all know that the month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We all know, right? Have we heard anything about breast cancer? So I want one person from here, one from here, and one from here to tell me something about breast cancer. Or I should choose. Should I? Then please tell me. Because I want it to be interactive so that at least we can get something home. So who is ready to talk?
Breast cancer can kill people.
Thank you. Clap for her. Who else? So now we are done here. So we are left with this side and here. Oh, let's talk. What have you heard? What have you seen? Like we want evidence based.
Breast cancer affects the breast.
Thank you.
Affects your breast is cut off.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's have this slogan. So when I say early detection, you respond with saves life. So early detection saves
Life.
early detection. Okay. So our main motive for today is for us to know what breast cancer is, the statistics, the cause and the risk factors, their symptoms, diagnosis, the treatment, and the prevention. Are we good? Okay, so we are beginning. Please, if you come across any question, we can jot it down so that when we are done, you just ask your questions. Okay. So breast cancer is a disease in which cells of the breast grows out of control. So when we say a cell going out of control, being it my hand, if you see my hand growing way bigger than the other, it's a cell growing out of control. So it can be called cancer. So the same thing, we are relating it to the breast. If the cells of the breast grows way bigger, out of control, it's something that you can't stop it from the other one. That's what we call breast cancer. And there are different types because the breast consists of the chest muscle, the side of our ribs, the tumor, the breast, the milk duct, and the fat, and the lupus. These are we cool. So what did I say breast cancer is? Thank you. So let's move on. When it comes to the statistics, breast cancer is the most common malignancy in female worldwide. So it mostly affects women. It mostly affects women. Someone will ask that, why does it affect women? So with the woman, how our breast comes out, both men and female, we all have the breast tissues, but it's because ours grows a bigger way than the male's own. And when it comes to that, there are some males that they are very tough and their breast comes up. So that's why we say that some of the men are at risk of getting breast cancer. It's very real. Like it doesn't, you don't see it so often, but it happens. It happens. And we are saying that it, it is the major cause of cancer related death in both the developing and the developed countries. So it's not about just the, uh, let me say, the West Africa or something. When we say developed and non-developing countries, it cuts across the African nations and the developed nations as well. So we all get it. We all get it. Okay, so let's move to the risk factors of breast cancer. The age. Our age can be a cause of breast cancer. So mostly when you are 40 to 49, you are at risk of getting breast cancer. And family history of breast cancer. If you have any history in the family with any form of cancer, you are at risk of getting breast cancer. And the race, they are saying both Africa and America, like all, as I said, the developing and developed countries, they are all at risk. And our lifestyle, the smoking, the alcohol, being obese. Do we understand being obese? Okay, so being obese too, you are at risk of getting breast cancer. And menstrual history. If you get your menses that early, because at first we knew when you are 12 years, that's when you start your menses. But now it has changed. It has even dropped like 8 years, someone is flowing. So when you get your menses that early, or you get your menopause very late, you are at risk of getting breast cancer. And hormonal changes. If someone takes in oral contraceptives, the person is at risk of getting breast cancer. And exposure to radiation. Exposure to radiation. Some of us, anything that comes into our body and our parents are not comfortable with, they will tell, let's go and take an x-ray, let's go and take an MRI. Getting so exposed to these things, you're at risk of getting breast cancer. Are we cool? So can we move on? Okay, so we are moving to the symptoms. When you stand in the mirror, mostly one part of the body is a bit bigger than the other. But when you stand in the mirror and you see that one of your breasts is way bigger than the other, please tell your parents so that you report to the hospital. As we said with the definition, when the cells grows out of control, so it makes the breast becomes bigger, way bigger than the other one. And also lump in the breast. Mostly these lumps are not painful. These lumps are not painful and they are very hardened at a site. We have our normal breast lumps that moves with the breast. So whilst you are palpating and you are moving with the breast, the normal breast lumps moves with the breast. But here is the case when you move or you start palpating your breast, there's a side that is very hardened and it doesn't move. Please go to the hospital for it to be checked for you. Pull in nipple. You see, mostly our nipple is pointed. But if you see yours being inverted, please report it. Bloody discharge. If you see any discharge coming from your nipple, please report it. Breast or nipple pain. If you feel any unusual pain in your breast, please report it. So thank you very much. Let's move to the diagnosis. So when your breast is examined and there's any sign of this or there's a lump in it, there are three types of biopsies they do to detect if there's cancer cells or not. And before that, there are two types of cancers. We have the malignant and the benign. The benign is a cell that it doesn't go to the other part of the body. But with the malignant, as soon as it starts, it moves to other parts of the body and affects other organs. So with this one they use a form of a needle to penetrate through your breast and take a sample of the lump to the lab for it to be investigated. And with that one, we have it in two. We have one that we take the cells and the other one that we take the tissues. And there's one that we send you to the theater, make an incision into your breast and take the lump out to the lab for it to be investigated. So early detection. Thank you. So when it comes to the prevention of breast cancer is not possible, but there are ways to reduce the risk or detect it early. So as I said earlier, a cell growing out of control is not preventable. When it comes, you can't stop it. But there are things that we have to do to reduce our risk of getting it. Are we cool? Okay, so we maintain a healthy weight. That's a body mass between 18.5 to 24.9 because all the types of cancers, overweight and obese can contribute to it. How many of us know our BMI? You don't even know what it is, right? Body mass index. Your body mass index. So we check your height and your weight and we calculate it to get the BMI for you. So when you get home, try and tell our parents so that they do that for us and know where we are falling, okay? Be physically active as part of everyday life. So how many of us exercise before coming? Is it true? Is it true? God is watching, oh. Okay, so let's move on. Hello. Early detection. Early detection. Okay, so eat a diet rich in vegetable, fruits, whole grain, and beans. So at least 2/3 of our meal has to contain all the balanced diets. Do we know the balanced diet? So will you tell me about it? I want to know. I want to know what makes a balanced meal. If you say this food is very balanced, what are the consequences? Who wants to talk? I think someone wants to talk here.
A balanced diet is a meal that contains all the necessary nutrients for the body to grow and stay healthy.
Thank you. Clap for him. Early detection. Okay, so let's move on. Rely on healthy foods for vitamins and minerals over supplements. So you see, every drug has its own bad side and the good side, and mostly we take the good side that comes more than the bad side. So all drugs has its own effects, but the good side of it comes up. That's why we give out drugs. So when we say take vitamins and minerals from food than taking them in supplements, when you wake up in the morning, the breakfast you take, when you are done taking your breakfast, try taking fruits or vegetables with them. Are we cool? How many of us has taken fruit this morning? What fruit did you take? What fruit did you take? Apple. Who else? Who else? What did you take? Banana. Okay. So For mothers, breastfeed your baby if you can. So we are saying that breast nursing mothers are at low risk of getting breast cancer. Nursing mothers are at low risk of getting breast cancer. Why do we say this? It's because when a baby is suckling the breast, they brings out the milk in the mother's breast, and it changes the hormones in the body. Do you get it? So it becomes a low risk for them to get breast cancer. And also, we should limit the consumption of fast food and over-processed food, high in fats, starches, or sugars, because this contributes to weight gain. So we earlier said that when you are obese, you are at risk of getting breast cancer. So we should reduce the intake of fast food, junk foods. How many of us has taken contemporary and yam before? How many of us eat fufu? How many of us rely on KFC? So we are not saying don't, hello, early detection. So we are not saying we shouldn't take our KFCs, but we should limit the intake of it. Are we cool? Okay. So we should limit intake of red and processed meat. So instead of going for meat, why don't we go for fish? Are we cool? Okay, so we should limit the intake of sugar sweetening drinks. The Cokes, the Fantas, all of these contribute to gaining weight. So we should reduce the intake of it. And I know we all don't take alcohol, but when we go home and you see any other person dependent mostly on alcohol, tell the person that that person is at risk of getting cancer. Okay. Early detection. Give me like 2 minutes, I'll finish. Okay. Thank you. So when you want to examine your breast yourself, now what we've taken up is we want all women to start checking it every month. So you take 1 day out of every month. We don't have to wait till October. If there's anything that is growing in there before October comes, we've gotten to the advanced stage. So we want each of us to start checking every month. So when you stand in a mirror, first you put your 2 hands by your side. Stand in the mirror and check for any changes in the breast. When you are done, you put the 2 hands at your waist like this, and you chest out a bit. With that one, if there's any growth or something, mostly you will get to see. When you are done, you put your 2 hands at your back like this, and you check for any changes as well. When you are done, when you are coming to the examination, we use these 3 parts, these 3 hands. We don't use all the fingers to smooch it. No, that's not how we do it. We use the 3 parts. So when you get the 3 parts, you use the other parts you are checking. So you bring your hand at your back like this, and you use these 3 parts to check. And let's note that the breast is not what just is in front of you. Part of your armpit is part of your breast muscles. And at the top here too, it's part of it. So when you are examining with this 3 part, you go this way. You go this way. Are we watching? Are we watching? Are we watching? Okay, so going all around like this, when you're done, you come at the top here to check as well. When you are done checking, you come into your armpit to also check. When you are done, you do a finger like this and you check you early detection. So you use these two hands to press the nipple and check for any discharge that will come out. When you do that and you don't have any pain, there's nothing detected like lump in it, there's no discharge, we are good to go. Are we okay? Early detection. So thank you very much for hosting me today. I'm grateful.